Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everybody, wherever you are in the world. The beautiful music that you hear playing in the background is from Ian Morris and Listening to Smile. So when this video is done, I will go and put the link there so you can get more of his music if you like. I wanted to do this video. I was inspired by someone who messaged me, and it was a post I think that I put up yesterday or the day before, and I talked about, now is the time to do your inner work and you can't sweep things under the rug anymore. And anyway, if you saw that post, if you didn't, it's on my timeline. And this person messaged me and was like, how do you do your inner work? And I was like, what? Wow, people don't know. Okay. It's so second nature to me because I've been doing it for so long that it never even occurred to me that someone wouldn't know how to do it, or maybe even what it means. So thank you to the person who messaged me and asked me that question. It was a beautiful question. I'm so glad you asked it, and I'm going to do my best to answer it for you right now. The first step is willingness, being willing. Being willing to do your inner work. Being willing to see yourself. Be willing to feel your feelings. Be willing to acknowledge any pain that you've gone through. Be willing to see your light. Be willing to see your shadow, or the darkness, as you might call it. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I do my best to be authentic. So that willingness is a very important step, because if you're not willing, not much can happen for you. So it's that foundation of willingness that's so, so important. And no worries, Giselle. You can catch the videos later. Love you, honey. That willingness is such an important foundation. If you don't have the willingness, you can't get very far. And for my own personal journey, I really attribute how far I've come because of my willingness. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in a Mennonite home, which is a sect of Christianity, and the spiritual teachings and doctrine and dogma and all that are much expanded from how I was raised. So the willingness that I had to do my journey, despite how my family thinks, despite how everyone around me at the time of my awakening was thinking, the willingness to be courageous, the willingness to look at my fear, the willingness to step outside of the box, to step outside of the norm, those things were so important and continue to be important in my awakening journey. And that was 13 years ago where I had my initial awakening experience. So that willingness is the very first step in doing your inner work. And then it becomes about, you've heard the saying, chop wood, carry water. It becomes about doing the everyday and changing how you do the everyday. Not giving up just because it hasn't worked out right away, or not giving up because you don't understand something, but continuing to put one foot in front of the other and sticking with it. So the discipline, some people don't like that word, the discipline, the commitment. And when we go in and we see ourselves, we see two things. We see the shadow and we see the light. And oh, hey Karen, so good to see you here. It's not easy sometimes to see either. Sometimes we're scared of our own light. Sometimes we're scared of what lurks in the shadow. So that courage and that knowing that you can do it, that you can look within, that you can see the murky, lurky stuff, that you can sludge through the mud and come out on the other side. I used to have dreams that I was tunneling through the dirt, like trying to make my way out, trying to get to the surface. And I would have these recurring dreams where I was just digging and digging and digging. And it was really, representative of my life at the time, because I was every day, I was digging my way out. all of the oppression that was placed upon me, all of the limiting belief systems, all of the programming, everything. I was digging my way out of that, like very literally. And what I did was I looked at my thoughts. I looked at, how I was thinking about things, what kind of thoughts I was having, and I would start to change them. And I allowed myself to feel. And this is all part of doing your work, doing your inner work. Your skills of awareness and observation. Cultivate those skills. It's really helpful to just observe yourself without judgment, because you're going to see things that you don't like. You're going to see things that you like, but don't judge any of it. Do your best anyway, not to judge any of it, because they're all just facets of who you are, and the stuff that you don't like may not be easy to see, but it's important that you see it, acknowledge it, transmute it, move on. So generally, doing your inner work is not like, poof, I've done it, I'm done. It's a journey. It's day by day, observing yourself, noticing what you'd like to change about yourself, understanding what you have to do to get from point A to point B. Hey, brother Alexander, good to see you here, buddy. And making that commitment to do what it takes to get from point A to point B, not giving up in between. I say this from a place of doing this day after day for almost 13 years now. A committed journey of looking at myself, observing, cultivating awareness about myself, getting to know my body, getting to know my spirit, getting to know my soul, like really getting to know myself on so many levels. And that's also part of doing the inner work. Cultivating the awareness and getting to know yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself. When you find things you don't like, love yourself anyway. When you find things that you love about yourself, celebrate yourself. There's nothing wrong in that. And if someone says, oh, you're so full of yourself, take that as a compliment. Like, you're full of you, your essence, your being. That's a beautiful thing to be full of yourself. Most people aren't. I like to play with those words and phrases and turn them around and make them into the positive. That's just how I roll. So doing your inner work requires that foundation of willingness first, and the ability to cultivate the awareness and your observational skills of yourself, and that day-by-day commitment and discipline. Just one foot in front of the other, keep going. When you get discouraged, keep going. When you get discouraged, reach out for support. You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. And that leads me into kind of the second part of this video, is choosing a practitioner. You don't have to do this alone. And so if you are someone who wants that extra support, I know I've needed it and I still need it. And, yes, it's all within you. That spiritual concept, right? You're whole, you're complete, you're perfect as you are. All the answers are within you. Yes, that's true. And sometimes it's helpful to have someone else guide you and to show you the things that are already within you, to be that mirror for you. And so that's the kind of practitioner that you want. Someone who's going to be a mirror for you, someone who's going to reflect back to you your own beauty, your own greatness, your shadow when needed, and has the ability to hold that kind of space. So you want someone who's seasoned. And, this can also depend on where you are in your process and how deep you need to go to get to your next level, to get to your next step. If you have someone who is claiming to be a practitioner and who is new in this, they may not be equipped to hold the space for you that you need. And, for myself, I'm very discerning about who I trust with my energies in that way, because when I go in, I go deep, and I need someone who can hold that space for me. And I'm not going to accept anything less than what I deserve in my practitioner. And, I'm happy to pay them good money to do what they do for me, because I'm worth it, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. My journey is worth it. My mission's worth it. I'm worth it. And so I'm willing to put forth my time, energy, and money and to invest in myself in that way. So if someone is offering free services, just be aware. Like, you know, sometimes you get what you pay for, and so if it's free, it may not be the quality that you need. Sometimes someone, you know, has a heart for you and they offer you something free, and it might be of really high quality. So, you know, the idea here is to be discerning, be aware. Just because it's free doesn't mean it doesn't have value. But sometimes that is what it means. So develop your discernment with that. If you have hired someone and they're not working out for you, feel free to, you know, back out. And if it's a good practitioner, they should acknowledge that they're not able to help you in the way that you want, and they should let you go. Maybe even give you a refund in some circumstances if that's warranted. So you want someone who is going to be of high integrity, that can, you know, who has been on the journey that you're on, who has that foundation of integrity that can back up their work. So if someone's trying to help you something that they've never help you with something that they've never been through personally, they may not be the right match for you. Now there are some let's see how I want to say it, maybe some exceptions to this. So the shadow is the shadow, and there are many different nuances within the shadow. But if someone understands how the shadow works, and they may not have had that particular shadow experience, that doesn't mean they can't help you with your particular shadow experience. I hope this is making sense. Give me a thumbs up, or give me a yes if this is making sense. If not, ask me a clarifying question so I can clarify this for you. So just because someone hasn't been through your particular experience doesn't mean they can't help you through what you're going through. However, you want to make sure that they know how to deal with the shadow that you are experiencing. Okay, I'm getting a little delayed here, but I got some thumbs up, so hopefully that means that you understand what I'm trying to present here. Thanks, guys. So you want to look for someone who's of integrity, who is walking and living what they are talking and preaching. You know, if someone's just showing up on Facebook and sharing nice memes or sharing nice sayings, but their life is a mess, or, you know, they're unhappy in their life, or they're still in deep struggle, that may not be the person that you want to hire for your healing. So that discernment's really important. And then also the resonance that you have with a practitioner. You know, you may find an ultra qualified practitioner, someone who is of great integrity, someone who is, you know, who has gone through what you are now going through, but they may not be the right fit for you if you don't feel that resonance, that heart connection with that person. So trust your gut and trust your heart on those things. Just because they have all the right letters or all the right credentials doesn't mean that they're the right person to help. So, and hey, Artemis, it's really important that you develop that discernment so you can feel if that practitioner resonates with you or not. And if they don't, you know, again, even if they have all the right credentials and the right letters behind their name, you know, thank them for their time. Like if they've given you a consult or something, thank them and say, you know what, I don't feel that we're the right fit. Honor yourself in that way. If you're not sure if that person is the right fit, spend some time with their energy. You know, like for me, I do a lot of videos so you guys can feel me, so you guys can see, you know, what I'm about. Oh, this is really funny, you guys, right now. I have my phone on airplane, but I just got a text from my body worker, who's one of my top practitioners. She must have felt that I was talking about practitioners. That's so funny. She's amazing. She love it. Love it. Thank you, universe. That was fun. You know, and I'm going to share this because this is really relevant about what I'm talking about. So her name is Terry Starr. Love that last name. I went to her in the first couple sessions. I was kind of feeling her out. I was kind of feeling her, you know, before putting like my full trust and my full energy into sessions with her, I was feeling out. Can she handle my depth? Can she handle my shadow? Can she handle my light? How deep can she go with me? Because I don't do things halfway. When I go in for my healing and I'm paying someone to assist me with my healing, I go in all the way. And so I was feeling her out. I was kind of, testing, if you will, to see what she could do for me, how she could help. So that was really important for me to see what she could handle before I kind of gave it my all and gave it more. And that's okay to do that with someone if you're not sure. When I do my personalized retreats here, you have time with me on on Skype or Zoom or whatever, to make sure that we're a fit, to make sure that I'm the person that can lead you through the transformation that you want. And I do my best to be accessible that way. It's hard to be fully accessible sometimes when you have so much going on and you're doing so much other service in the world. But it is, Carl, what is your question about massage? I'm not understanding your question. How to find a massage therapist? Is that your question? So that's why I was saying, spend time with the person's material in their energy. And that's why I like to do a lot of videos so you guys can feel me, so you guys can know, is she the person that can help me with what I'm going through? Is she a person that, I don't resonate with? I try to put myself out there as much as possible so you can see me, so you can feel me, so you can engage with my energy to see if we're a good fit to work together or not. And if we're not, that's fine, Maybe it's good for something like this where you watch a video and you get what you need, but we're not a fit to work together one-on-one or to come to my retreat or something like that. Or maybe after engaging with my energy through these videos for a while, you really do start to feel a resonance, and and you feel that you can trust me to take you through your transformation. So when you're choosing a practitioner, engage with their energy first. Now I have to say that sometimes there's that click and that knowing and that trust. The mentor that I've had for 13 years, when I first met him, I didn't know anything about him. It was an email, and I just said yes because it would just lined up, it was, he got back to me first. I had emailed a bunch of acupuncturists and he was the first one to respond. And so he's the person I went to, and he told me up front, he said, give it 6 sessions. If we haven't made any progress in 6 sessions, we may not be, I might not be able to help you. And because he was so upfront with me in that way, I felt like, okay, let's try it out and see what happens, And here's another thing I want to talk about is spending money on yourself and your healing, investing in your ascension journey in this way by spending money. It's not just spending money, it's also investing your time and your energy, because like I said, this is a one foot in front of the other journey. You keep going every day. It's not something that you do once a week. This is an everyday commitment, right? I personally have spent tens of thousands of dollars on my personal growth, and it's the best money I've ever spent. Instead of buying a new car, I would rather have had spent all that money on myself, because in the end, I'd rather live a simple life without a lot of stuff and use the money that I have to invest back into myself and my growth and my journey. Because when my soul is no longer in this physical human form, what is the material stuff going to do for me? Now, I'm not judging material stuff as wrong. If you have toys, boats, and big houses and whatever, I'm not judging that. That's awesome. Good for you, But where I've been in my life is when I have spent that money on myself, the return on investment is, it's immeasurable, I really can't measure what I've gotten back from investing in myself in that way. So when I first started investing in myself, I had so much fear about it, because I thought of all the physical things that I could be doing with the money, because it wasn't tangible, At first, it wasn't tangible. Like, I'm gonna write you a check for $1,000. What do I get back from that? You know, like, my mind couldn't understand what I was gonna get back from spending that amount of money on myself. Now, 13 years later, I get it. You know, I've transformed my life. I live in beautiful Sedona. I have an amazing partner with Max. You know, I can't measure the experiences that I have in my life now with money. Like, you know, they're priceless. The amazing life I've created for myself is truly priceless. And yet I look back on the tens of thousands of dollars I've spent on myself, and I get it now, how that self-investment can turn into something more tangible. You know, where I live now, my partnership, you know, the see, I don't even know how to say it. You know, the beautiful experiences I have every day in my life because I've opened myself up, because I've cleansed myself, because I've been on this journey. So I would invite and encourage you not to be afraid of spending money on yourself. Even if you don't know what exactly you're going to get back from it, if it feels good in your heart, do it. And I'm laughing because I remember how horrified I was at this concept. I remember how terrified I was at spending the money. Like, just not understanding what I was going to get back. And my mentor would say to me, you know, just follow your heart and do it. And I had such resistance. It's kind of funny to me now, I guess, because I can see now how it's really paid off. And I hadn't thought about this for a while, just doing this Facebook Live with you guys, and it's kind of coming back to me, so I'm kind of in the motion of it a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to take a moment to breathe with that. Because the time that I've put into my personal growth journey, my spiritual path, my ascension path, the energy, the commitment, the discipline, the money, all of the resources that I've put into myself now enable me to share with you guys in this way. And to be a practitioner of the highest integrity that I can be for myself, and for you. It's powerful, you know, it's powerful. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself with money. It's worth it more than you can imagine. And I'm not saying you have to do it with me, okay? Let's be clear. This is not a sales pitch. I am going to tell you about my personal retreats, but this is not a sales pitch to say, you know, come and get a session with me. This is an invitation to invest in yourself, whether it's with me or somebody else, to transform your life, to make progress on your spiritual journey. Lean into the discomfort. If you feel discomfort around spending money on yourself, lean into that discomfort and do it anyway, as long as it's, you know, a true calling of your heart. Don't do it because I'm telling you to do it. Feel into it for yourself. Is this something that you're meant to do, right? So it's powerful. I'm having trouble with the words right now, you guys, because I'm feeling the powerful energy of this. How powerful it is to invest in yourself with your time, energy, or money. It's huge. It's huge. And truly, there is no thing that you can buy that takes the place of investing in your transformation. No crystal, no piece of ascension technology, nothing can take the place of you investing in yourself and creating your transformation in your life. And you have more than one transformation, by the way. There are many, many transformations available for you. Okay. So for those of you who do want more, for those of you who do want, you know, some one-on-one hand-holding and some deep diving, that's what the personal retreats in Sedona are all about. It could be one day, it could be up to 4 days. The choice is yours. Again, you have to feel into it, see what's right for you. If you go to susiebeiler.com/Sedona Rebirthing Retreats, you can get more information. If you have any questions, send me a private message. And know that you're worth it. Know that you are worth it to have the transformation that you desire, to have the life that you desire, to be fulfilled, to have your heart full and overflowing with love for yourself and humanity and Gaia and all the good things we talk about. You're worth it. And so I just want to thank you for being with me today in this video. And if you didn't catch the beginning, you can go back and listen to me share about how to do your inner work. I appreciate you. I love you. Please share this video if you feel inspired. I just want to get this message out there that you're worth it. Your transformation is worth it. And investing in yourself is really the best thing you can do at this point. Because if you look at where we are on the planet and you have a heart to give, you know, you have a heart to help the hurricane victims or the fire victims or all of that, but you're not giving to yourself, how sustainable is that going to be? So if you truly want to be of service, if you truly want to create heaven on earth with me, if you do, thank you. If those are truly your heart's desires, then investing in yourself comes first. Or else your giving will be more limited, you know, it won't be as sustainable. You might burn out. And I don't want to, you know, create those limiting belief systems, but I just say that, you know, knowing how it works. we're in human bodies still, you know, we do have some limitation, you know, it's just how it is. So I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. And just as a reminder, the music you hear in the background is from Ian Morris, Listening to Smile, used with his permission, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Much love, you guys. Mwah.